Welcome back to you, Scrumptious Cookie. We are continuing our bull market journey together. It seems so crazy because we're battling through the bear market, wondering if crypto is ever going to go up again. And I said it would, and I just didn't think the 4-year cycle would play out exactly to the T the whole time, but it has. It's crazy. That's all we got off now. Now, friends, this is the Pulse to HEX ratio. I'm going to show you the full chart now. But first, this is the HEX price chart itself. You see, back to get to the PulseChain sacrifice price, it's about like a 7x here, which is still at quite like a sizable amount, right? That's a 7.3x itself. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the Pulse to HEX ratio, because if they're liquidity bonded and you think, all right, well, I think HEX has got some ways to run now. Look, using this ratio, friends, you can see it's been going green this whole time. This is green, 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 green. This is actually insane. Now, remember, it is a ratio, so you don't really use the candles that much. But look, it's crazy, man. This is 130%. So you are up 2.3x compared to HEX. So whatever HEX has done, you're up 2.3 times the amount. Now, a lot of people, when it comes to PulseChain, they believe this is going to mean revert and HEX is going to take over and become store of value. But you know what you like, and you like new stuff. Cycle 1 coins, Cycle 1 narratives, okay? PulseChain is newer than HEX. It's just as simple as that. It's the same community, and the community just seems to be gravitating towards this. It's also probably a bit easier to relate to. Doesn't mean you give up on anything. Remember, it's a different ratio now than what it was when I did the rotation. Now it's up here now. Now you're risking minus 50% to make a 2x, right? That's not worth it. Down here, you're risking this amount, and your upside is this amount. So you can see over time becomes a moving target. Are we even going to get to this target? We don't have to. We can stop today, but I think my ultimate one is definitely at least to get back above here, which is huge. That will mean from the very, very bottom of the rotation, that would mean PulseChain outperformed HEX by like 3.6x. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, everything's got its own flavor. It's got its own characteristic, the different personalities. PulseChain's like gas. A lot of builders and developer types like that more. There's a bit of personality of this in every single person. HEX is more like, you know, for starting a family. That's what I've noticed. For some reason, all my friends, usually the fathers with families, they understand HEX. They're more willing to jump into stakes. That's so strange. People who understand long-term growth mindset. It is what it is. It's not even about what does the highest reward, because they're like, oh, why didn't you buy that coin number 1 out of 3,000 that did the highest reward? It's not really about that. It's about what you can relate to and what's going to give you the conviction to hold. They say the best portfolio is one that helps you sleep at night. So even with the liquidity bonding, right, if HEX does that like 6 or 7x from here and we just match it 1 for 1, we would get all the way up around here. That's crazy. This is a 6x, by the way, right up here. So that'd be crazy if we actually got this. That'd be wild. This would bring us to 10x above day 1 sack. That is where D. Eric Wall will lose his bet, and he will have to befriend me permanently and declare permanent friendship. We'll have to do that. That's if we get there, of course. Remember, the valuation for the ecosystem, friends, it's not small anymore. So you can actually go to gopulse.com, you exclude the OA. So you add up 1.66, 2.8 billion, it's like 4 billion. You add around now 3 billion here because you've got to add up both, or maybe 2.5, and then you can add 210 million. And the total number for all of these is about 7.3 billion valuation. So I know everyone says market cap, vanity metric, etc., but you don't have to use the actual market cap number. You can replace that with liquidity. It is what it is. Because, friends, market cap is the size of the house. Liquidity is the size of the door. Okay, market cap, size of the house. Okay, how much does everybody think they have? All right, what's the liquidity? It's literally the bids. It's how much is on the bid side, because that's the door exit. Okay, and what you're doing is you're trying to guess. Okay, how much does his bid side grow? Because that's the price going up. How big does the bid grow on average before people in the house say, you know what, there's too many people here, I want to exit. That's what you're just trying to guess with every single coin. That's why 7 billion is not 70 million. There's a 100x difference between that. But also 7 billion is not, I guess, 20 billion. Which is where Cardano is. That's like another 3x to go, more conservative. Hopefully, though, the market values Pulse as a coin by itself. It's just that it seems to be all liquidity linked. And you can see how when there's like a PulseX seller, it affects the Pulse price. Everything's just really, really tied together. I guess we'll see how it plays out from here. We're hoping for like another big thrust up. Look, Bitcoin halvening year was big for HEX, the birth of DeFi. But it was cycle 1 narrative stuff. So just to show you, I know it was like everybody said, well, no, it was different. Maybe it was even Richard Hart pumping him himself, but this chart here, just to show you, DeFi was birthed here, friends. HEX is actually the king of DeFi coins. I know it's funny that no one even wants to talk about it outside of the HEX community. Yes, Olympus DAO and Luna were like DeFi 2.0. No, but this is how forward ahead of the times HEX was. HEX was DeFi 2.0 before DeFi 1.0 existed as an industry. So Chainlink, Synthetics, RV, they had existed, but they hadn't had the narrative yet. So it was running. That's not crazy to think about. It was running in the DeFi 2 narrative, but it was before it even began. Right? DeFi 2, friends, just refers to people just want to earn yield for the sake of yield. That's why Olympus DAO basically had a nuclear run, because it's like they give you like 32,000% APY. But all it was is there was an auctioning, people placing these bids. It's basically just a Ponzi system, a self-circular Ponzi system that basically obfuscated. It confused people about how it worked. It just looked like some mechanics, but it didn't really add anything new. That's why a lot of people think that HEX was doing the same, where it's like it's not adding any value. It's distributing inflation differently. But that's the whole point, I guess, of a monetary base anyway. It's like, hey, let's make a rule and let's tell people this is a good rule system. Like for Bitcoin, it's just, okay, you got in early, sweet. But with HEX, it's like, okay, if you hold for 10 years staked, you didn't touch it, you're going to get most of the rewards. All right. With the Bitcoin system, though, it's like, well, you're now basically the mercy of whoever got in earlier than you. It's just different systems. That's all it is. And all you want to make sure is that you're early to them. Now, I've made some videos here. Shout out to my friend Tommy, the anonymous friend who's actually making these videos, friends. I know it sounds so crazy. My friend Tommy is not actually me. He just makes some absolute cracker AI generated videos. It's not even AI generated. He does a lot of these. Oh, look at hairy nuts, big fat hairy nuts made this video. So just to remind you that, yeah, like if you're coming to new, look, there's a billionaire out there named Richard Hart, and he likes buying his own coins, which is literally, see, friends, I love when people say, it's manipulation. No. People selling their coins is grifting, and it's scamming. People, if they sell their coins, they grift and they scam. So what's the opposite of that? If you're buying, it's a donation. Okay, you're literally a benevolent dictator handing stuff out. Isn't that what it is? Exactly what it is. Okay, so don't confuse the two. Ripple, XRP, dumping their coins whilst telling everyone it's valuable. Okay, they say XRP is valuable, then they dump the coins. And then Richard Hart says, my coins are valuable, and then he goes and buys them. Who do you trust? Just think about it. Who do you want to trust on that? Right? You don't have to think about trust. I know the price chart rules all, but I'm just telling you, like, I think people like that. I'm just taking a wild guess here. Also want to remind you as well, Icosa, friends. So shout out to Kaiser Crypto, another Crip here. Kaiser, very, very wonderful, kind friend. So this is my video on Icosa, friends. So Icosa and Hedron, you see the chart here. Icosa and Hedron leverage on HEX. So if you think HEX is going to be a resurrection coin, well, these things are a leverage on it, and they're liquidity bonded as well, and the expansion pack of the ecosystem, they might be huge to get on. Now, I'm sharing this with you because people are coming in, and friends, I know. Okay, so I'm reading the crowd. A lot of you guys. Okay, so shout out to my friend Carl. So Carly, right? I've noticed that in their portfolios, everyone's allocated, and they've got like some stable coins. And I'm like, and they don't just want to buy HEX because HEX is like big. They don't want to throw like, I've got like a couple of grand. I don't want to throw into HEX because I'm just reading the crowd. Now, I'm just letting you know, an alternative for you is to buy Icosa and Hedron. That's the leverage on it. Okay, so if it's going to get 3x leverage, it's like instead of putting 5 grand, you're putting in 15 grand into HEX. You're getting that same equivalent. Okay, so instead of like maybe HEX doing a 20x, maybe this thing does 60 to 100x. Now, the reason why I haven't gone, if everyone's listening out here, the reason why I haven't specifically went and told you is because I don't want to be responsible if Alex Magic Bid releases Icosa Hedron V2 soon and you miss out on the migration. There's a 30-day migration window he said he's going to do. In these 30 days, you basically got to hand in your stuff and you get the new versions. I think, don't quote me. So I've got enough time. I've got barely any time to literally wipe my own ass. There is no way I can make a mental note of everybody who I told, you've got to go do the migration yourself. Everybody's just got to watch on their own accord. What can I do? I message everyone, let everyone know. I'm doing all this for free. This is not getting paid by them. Oh, where's the membership fees? Where's the mastermind? There's nothing here. Nothing here at all. So that's why if you're listening out here, you want to pay attention, you just do that. Just wait around and say, don't worry, I'll be spamming videos like warning, you got to migrate your coins over to do the new things for Icosa and Hedron. So we're still waiting for that. Remember, Alex said he's working on the UI user interface thing, and the testnet for that is up, but let's wait and see what happens. Remember, I spoke about XRP recently, friends. XRP, unfortunately, just hit a new low. Yes, a new freaking low. Low price, not seen since, oh my God, we've got going back to 2016 levels, 2017 levels. This is crazy. This is XRP BTC. XRP versus Bitcoin. So, friends, this is what happens, man. You're in, see, friends, it was cycle 1. And then I think this was cycle 2 here. This is cycle 3. And now we're coming into cycle 4. You see this, bang, anomaly, lower high, and then snap. See this cycle 2, how it was higher? Well, there's only like a 2% chance of this happening. Only pretty much XRP and Doge were able to like accelerate their adoption part in a second coming wave. You also had weird stuff like Aave and Synthetics that had cycle 1 areas, but if you really don't do the odds, okay, it's 5% chance that you're gonna not diminish gains in the next cycle. 5%. Okay, it doesn't mean it's 0, it's just 5%. Okay, 5% you're gonna accelerate. I want you to think about, okay, do you want to hold your whole portfolio in something that is like 95% chance to diminish from its own cycles? So that's just something to think about. Unfortunately for XRP as well, XRP BTC is on the daily chart sinking as Bitcoin gains ground. Look, if you're in XRP, I don't know what to do at this point, friends. I've tried to help thousands of everyone out there. I don't know. Maybe rotate to Link, maybe rotate to PulseChain, PulseX, HEX, just because I know where all the ratios and stuff are. Maybe, I don't know. You're just gonna do what you want at this point. It's just, look, if it was me coming in this late, I'd just start rotating all new altcoins. You probably make it back faster. That's funny, but just be careful with those. I think stick to core coins so you don't hurt yourself, because I know a lot of you guys will ignore and then just buy the tops and stuff. Also found this fascinating, right? So Optimism Foundation to sell $89 million of OP tokens in a private sale to an unknown buyer. That's why you always hear people saying about PulseChain, oh, it's centralized. Like, what are you talking about, man? The layer 2s are way more centralized, etc. Don't forget, friends, leverage, right? Icosa, leverage on HEX. Moonshot, leverage altcoins are cool when they work out, but they are super dangerous in a bear. So Icosa basically was sinking for 18 months. So 18 months, right? Bang, 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 bang. And then I'm like, you know what, guys? I think we've had enough. I think it's time to go up. Bang, I got it. But this is coming here 18 hours a day, man. Literally, I'm 18 hours a day. 18 months down, now it's starting to go up. So it's not like free money. It's just like, oh, did you miss the whole go down 99% part? You must have, okay? So Icosa, so HEX dropped 70% since its August 2022 area. Icosa dropped 98.5%. Just to let you know, HEX is back to 3 cents combined, but Icosa, I think, is combined Icosa is only like 30 cents or something, or 35 cents. So it was like $2 at the start. So think about that. HEX is back to the same price. Icosa is still 5x away from where it was back in a bear market. That's how low it is. HEX was cheap at 3 cents and it still is back then. Icosa's like, damn, 5x just to match it. That's crazy. So yes, if HEX does 10x from here and Icosa does triple it, you get a 30x. That's why Icosa and Hedron are very important to pay attention to. And baby dolls, I'm going to have a quick word on just altcoins. Man, there's just, look, there's just too many now. Firstly, there were too many in 2022. I kept telling you there's just way too many coins, man. I don't know how everybody's going to win. Yep. Funny enough, they're all going up. So I don't know, all this money's coming in, Bitcoin ETF. Thank God. Thank God. All right. But look, there's a lot of coins going up. It's just, I don't know what's going up the most. No one does. I don't know. Throw everything out there. I have no idea what to do anymore. That's why you plan for this. You buy in the depression. So even if there's a correction at any point, sweet, whatever. Like, oh, well, we're suffering last year anyway. It's going to be this more of the same. But you actually find things recover earlier. The Atropa ecosystem, friends, actually bursted through this point as well. You have pDAI as well up here bursting up. I want to show you the pDAI to pulse ratio now. So see, a lot of people talking about dollar. You can just look at this ratio, man, and go, well, if you could just get back up here, you're doing 6x on top of whatever Pulse does. So if Pulse does a 10x from here, you're doing a 60x. That's just to get to that zone. It doesn't have to stop at that zone, but just showing you. Look, even back to get back to the all-time high, that's a 3.8x. So use these ratios to show you where exactly everything is, like in terms of being cheap or not. And there's all these other coins still popping. You can see Teddy Bear popped up here. You can see the Tangang HOA stopping. Like, we just go through these. It just seems like endless stuff. Here's even P-Link. Just watching all these friends. Look at different ratios here and there. Here's the Potatus coin. This is the Penis Wrap Bitcoin. Looking at Fame. Richard's only brother. He only has one brother, just confirmed as well. Also looking at Blast that came down here. Let's look at the Blast pulse ratio. Maybe it's come back here, done some sort of around the bottom. We'll see. It's just, I don't know. It's just this. You see, man, there's just too many coins. I don't know. There's just too many coins. Not in a bad way. It's just, that's good. There's an abundance of opportunity. That's what we want to see. So you bought for the, you're prepared for this, right? now you get to see why. Like, how is someone coming in new meant to have a grasp of this? They got no idea. They don't even know what charts to look at. They don't know what tickers to look at. They go like, hey, come to this random chain, do these random coins. I'm on Polygon. I'm on BSC. I'm on Phantom. See what I mean? Oh, I'm on Solana because it was hot. What if the season moves away from that? So we don't know what's going to happen. It's random. But I think when there's market-wide overvaluations, I think it'll be very, very obvious. I believe that. I believe the psychology of the investor. I can sniff, and I'm gonna play a bit of bizarre music here, because these investors, friends, why bizarre? Because they just love buying expensive and calling it cheap. Now, what I can see is desperation. They reek of desperation. They reek of people who fumbling their whole lives, never buying the depression. They got crypto going to zero ID wrong again, and now they're here and they're going to be really aggressive. So I hope we're going to see something like, Solana had a season. I hope PulseChain has a season, and Phantom and BNB and bang, 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 bang. I hope there's a locust of people just moving everywhere. I hope we see that. And we look around and eventually we're like, you know what? We're running out of seasons, man. There's only 3 chains left. There's Near and something else and Telegram chain or whatever it is. So I hope it's that obvious, and I hope there's more signals coming up. Remember, it's all hope and cope, friends, because you got to remain paranoid. You really do, because look, there's a lot of pent up demand, and I've shown you this as well with this Land Wolf chart as well. Okay, Land Wolf here. So it started, okay, and you just basically started yesterday, and you just see people participating in Peppy and meme coins and all this other stuff happening. So that's all you got to do. Don't throw in on leverage or anything, because you have to just be able to survive until maybe Ethereum ETF comes or some other big pivotal news point. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, all. Don't forget, loves to catch you soon.